Why are we making electric cars? Why does it matter? It's because it's very important to accelerate the transition to sustainable transport.
Imagine a world where electric vehicles remain a pipe dream, and the automotive industry continues to revolve around gas-guzzling cars. Cities would be choked with smog, their streets dominated by roaring engines, and the pungent smell of exhaust fumes. Urban areas, already grappling with overpopulation and congestion, would struggle under the weight of worsening air quality and a growing dependence on fossil fuels.
The air quality at 2 p.m. was 324. We understand that that's the worst that has ever been recorded here in New York City.
Daily life would look markedly different. The vibrant, tree-lined avenues that EVs have helped preserve in our reality would be scarred with soot-streaked buildings and clogged with an unending parade of vehicles spewing pollutants. Public transportation would be underfunded and underutilized, as gas-powered cars remain the dominant symbol of personal freedom and progress. Parks and green spaces, essential for offsetting the carbon footprint of urban sprawl, would be sacrificed for sprawling highways and massive fuel stations, catering to an insatiable demand for gasoline. What would our cities look like? How would our planet cope with the environmental toll? And what if the man who catalyzed the EV revolution, Elon Musk, had never entered the picture? Today, we dive into an alternate reality, a world where Tesla never existed. It's 2008, and the world is reeling from a financial crisis.
Fear spread in the month of September 2008 at a rate that was like a tsunami.
Gas prices are soaring, and environmental concerns are growing louder. Yet, the automotive industry is stagnant, churning out vehicles that rely on fossil fuels. Electric cars are seen as impractical, expensive, and destined to remain niche products for eco-conscious dreamers. Enter Elon Musk, a tech entrepreneur known for his ambitious ventures like PayPal and SpaceX. Born in Pretoria, South Africa, Musk showed an early interest in technology, teaching himself computer programming and creating a video game at the age of 12. After selling his first software creation, Blaster, for approximately $500, he moved on to bigger ventures.
Back in '95, there weren't very many people on the internet, and certainly nobody was making any money at all. Most people thought the internet was going to be a fad.
After relocating to the United States, he studied at the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned dual degrees in physics and economics. Musk co-founded Zip2, a company providing online city guides for newspapers, which he sold to Compaq for $307 million. His next major success was X.com, an online payment company that eventually became PayPal, sold to eBay for $1.5 billion in stock. By the early 2000s, Musk had already earned a reputation as a bold innovator. His investment in Tesla Motors in 2004 marked a turning point, as he set out to create a mass-market electric vehicle that's not only sustainable, but also desirable. Tesla, the company he eventually leads, is on the brink of collapse. Musk pours his fortune and relentless energy into saving it. But what if Musk never took that leap of faith? What if Tesla had never been rescued? Without Tesla, the EV industry would likely have stagnated. Legacy automakers had shown little willingness to commit to electric vehicle development.
It's very powerful. I mean, 0 to 60 in less than 9 seconds is pretty good.
Often citing high production costs and limited consumer demand as insurmountable barriers. Without Tesla's early success, many companies would have shelved their electric vehicle projects altogether. For example, General Motors' groundbreaking EV1, which had once captured public attention, might have remained a cautionary tale rather than a stepping stone. Similarly, Nissan's ambitious plans for the Leaf could have been abandoned without the pressure Tesla placed on the industry to innovate. Instead of progressing, automakers would likely have doubled down on incremental improvements to internal combustion engines, prioritizing efficiency and emission standards without fundamentally shifting away from fossil fuels. The excitement and momentum surrounding EVs, sparked by Tesla's sleek and performance-oriented designs, would have been absent. This stagnation would have resulted in a slower pace of technological advancements in battery capacity, powertrain efficiency, and charging infrastructure, elements that Tesla pushed to the forefront of public and industry attention. Without the competition Tesla inspired, consumers would have been left with fewer, less compelling EV options. Governments, too, might have hesitated to implement policies incentivizing EV adoption, seeing little evidence that the market was ready for such a shift. The automotive landscape in this timeline would likely remain dominated by gas-powered vehicles, with EVs relegated to niche status for decades longer than in our reality. Legacy automakers had little incentive to innovate. The Prius, a hybrid, was the closest thing to a green car, but fully electric vehicles were considered futuristic and commercially unviable. Without Tesla's Roadster proving that EVs could be fast and stylish, the public perception of electric cars might have remained dismissive. In this alternate timeline, the absence of Tesla creates a ripple effect. Other automakers, like GM and Nissan, hesitate to invest heavily in EVs. The Chevrolet Volt and Nissan Leaf, two early EV contenders, fail to gain traction without Tesla's success as a benchmark. Battery technology, too, remains stagnant. Without Tesla's innovations in lithium-ion batteries, the cost of EV production stays prohibitively high, and range anxiety dominates consumer fears. Environmental activists continue to push for change, but their efforts are hampered by the lack of a viable alternative to internal combustion engines. Cities grow more polluted, and climate change accelerates. Governments struggle to meet emissions targets, and public pressure mounts for sustainable solutions.
The US Energy Department has said the amount of carbon dioxide emissions has jumped to a new record level. It's calculated that the world pumped about 512 million metric tons more CO2 into the air. That's an increase of about 6%.
Yet, the technological breakthroughs needed to make EVs practical remain elusive. In our world, Tesla's Model S, released in 2012, was a game changer. It proved that EVs could be luxurious, high performance, and practical. But in this alternate reality, there's no Model S to shift the narrative. Automakers like BMW and Mercedes-Benz continue focusing on traditional luxury vehicles, leaving a gap in the market. Meanwhile, the energy industry faces fewer disruptions. Fossil fuel companies maintain their dominance, as the demand for oil remains high. Renewable energy sources struggle to compete without the synergy of EV adoption. Charging infrastructure, a critical component of the EV ecosystem, is virtually non-existent. Without Tesla's supercharger network, road trips in an electric car are unimaginable. Innovators like Rivian and Lucid Motors never gain the momentum they need to thrive. Their funding dries up in a market that sees EVs as a losing bet. The concept of a sustainable future grows increasingly distant, as technological and cultural inertia keeps society tied to fossil fuels. The turning point comes when climate disasters escalate into catastrophes that can no longer be dismissed or downplayed. Coastal cities are battered by increasingly severe hurricanes, leaving entire neighborhoods submerged and uninhabitable. Wildfires rage uncontrollably across forests and residential areas alike, turning the skies an eerie orange and forcing thousands to flee their homes. Prolonged droughts cripple agriculture, leading to food shortages and skyrocketing prices. In urban areas, heat waves grow so intense that public transportation grinds to a halt, and power grids collapse under the strain of constant air conditioning use. Each disaster serves as a grim reminder of humanity's failure to act sooner, amplifying the urgency for a dramatic shift away from fossil fuels. Rising sea levels, devastating wildfires, and extreme weather events force governments to take drastic action. Massive investments in renewable energy and public transportation are made, but they come at a high cost. The lack of early EV adoption means the transition is chaotic and economically disruptive. In a dramatic twist, a new wave of entrepreneurs emerges, inspired by the dire need for change. They begin to tackle the EV challenge. But without Tesla's early groundwork, progress is painfully slow. The world watches as these innovators struggle to overcome decades of neglect and missed opportunities. Eventually, electric vehicles gain a foothold, but the journey is far more arduous than it needed to be. The absence of Tesla's pioneering efforts delays widespread EV adoption by decades. The environmental cost is staggering, and humanity pays a heavy price for its reliance on fossil fuels. However, this alternate timeline also serves as a cautionary tale. It reveals the critical role of early innovation and the courage to tackle systemic challenges. The absence of Tesla underscores the importance of addressing environmental issues proactively, rather than reactively. Without trailblazers like Elon Musk, the burden of change falls on societies grappling with more severe crises and fewer resources. This timeline highlights how delays in sustainable technology can exacerbate real-world challenges such as urban pollution, energy dependency, and climate-induced disasters. It is a stark reminder that investing in bold ideas today can avert the compounded costs of inaction tomorrow. By reflecting on this alternate reality, we can see parallels to current challenges, like the adoption of renewable energy, advancements in AI, or the development of carbon capture technologies. These pressing issues require a similar level of vision and resolve to ensure humanity avoids repeating the mistakes imagined in this scenario. It underscores the importance of bold visionaries who dare to challenge the status quo. Elon Musk's decision to champion Tesla was not just a business move, it was a pivotal moment in the fight against climate change. So, what can we learn from this alternate history? The power of innovation lies not just in technology, but in the courage to pursue it against all odds. As we look to the future, let's remember the lessons of Tesla's journey and the impact one person's vision can have on the world. What are your thoughts on this story? Share them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the untold stories of technology and innovation. Without Tesla, it's hard to imagine the EV revolution taking off as it did. Elon Musk's journey, from his early days in South Africa to becoming a Silicon Valley mogul, serves as a reminder of how much difference one individual can make. Musk's initial foray into tech, including ventures like Zip2 and PayPal, showcased his knack for identifying and solving big problems. But it was his vision for Tesla that truly set him apart. His willingness to take risks, invest his own money, and relentlessly push boundaries redefined what was possible in the automotive industry. Elon Musk himself might say, "This is what a world without Tesla looks like. A world where humanity delayed its transition to a sustainable future and paid a heavy environmental and societal price." In this alternate reality, the ripple effects of Tesla's absence extend.